Hey, what's up, Roll family? It's your boy KD again. And I just want to share something a little special. I've been checking out these walkaway stories. Now, even though they seem to be political and stuff, although I personally believe that all these black folks using this walkaway stories, going from one plantation to the other, to another side of it, I want to share my journey of how I finally got off how I finally walked away from basically the majority of depths of Negropeanism, and how I got off most of the Negropean dialect that I now reject. I gotta say a shout out to the Royal Queen for this, because she's the one that said in her many of her videos, in one of her videos, that she's gonna start talking on code and everything, and I pretty much agree with that to some degree, because can't be airing out our business, all of it on YouTube, because they are a part of the CIA, because they are friends with the CIA. They do tap in and listen to our every word, even without our consent. So, but with all that said, I want to share my story of how I finally got off the Negropean plantation and finally started to reclaim my royalty, especially as a man in this, oppressed world that we live in. Of course, being ran by oppressed supremacy and all that. The enemy. But first, I'm going to start off with, of course, me being born in Detroit, of all places, the very foundation of the Nation of Islam. Mr. Farad Muhammad, foundation here, founded it here in the 1930s, and of course, my city has plenty of Black history involved, and but I'm talking real Black history, not that garbage that's been ran through the through the books and bull crap. But of course, born in the D, of course, brainwashed as an MLK Negropean most of my life, and I really started to discover things as I got a little older. Of course, at 15, I started to discover the evils of this child protection services and how evil it really is. It is nothing more than a KFB supremacist tool to separate Black families. It's been going down like that for years, and unfortunately, one of my coon ass aunties, called in on me, and she kept talking about, oh, it's a good thing for me. Actually, no, it wasn't, because it separated me from my mother, that is resting in peace right now. Oh gosh, I miss you, Mama. I miss you, Sabrina Joyce Malloy. I miss you so much. Yeah, but back to the story. I didn't really start waking up to this whole cave beast matrix until I was right around 20 years old that I started to figure certain things out. My first step of getting off this Negropean matrix is that I started to find out the evils of the medical system in this corporation called America, and how they was killing our people left and right. of course, many royal people, many of our royals unfortunately died through high blood pressure and diabetes and hypertension and all that. And all these cures were hidden from, the royals as well. And found out about that at 20 years old. And quite ironic, throughout my 20s, I was basically an individualist Negropean. Even though I did, on a political scale, walk away from the political scene, aka Democrats. I walked away from them because I was tired of their lies of crap, but this ain't about politics. It's about my journey getting off the Negropean dialect, even though that was a part of it too. I also discovered, of course, a little bit before that, I've woken up to this corporate slavery. I woken up to that right around 19, but that was right before I discovered, the stuff I discovered about big pharma and the medical industry in this country. That I found out there was a lot of people, some royals, even back in the early 2000s, were making an income without being a corporate slave. I mean, they actually own their own labor even 20 years ago. So that pretty much tells me that I could easily get off the corporate slave bandwagon even back then. Problem was, I didn't have any money to do anything about it to get off the train. It was very tough for me to find a job and so forth. And then right around 2008, yes, I was still an individualist Negropean. But I also discovered, a lot of more ugly things regarding, globalism. Particularly the prison industrial complex that I found out about 10 years ago. There was actually the Clintons that actually kept black people locked up, and and so forth. And that was an evil. And then coming to find out that they was propping up Barack Obama, a president that I did not vote for, by the way. See, even back then, I was more into anti-globalism, and and funny thing, I happened to learn all this from a cave beast named Ron Paul. I mean, he was one of those honest cave beasts that were, telling the truth about everything. But I stayed close to him right around the Obama era. And I pretty much got most of the truth from, dare I say, a cave beast. But I started learning stuff about that, about natural medicine back then too. About how this country was really ran. It was really ran off of basically, the corporate matrix. And then coming to find out right around 2009 that us royals were actually the first human beings on this planet. I found out about that right around 2009, and that really got me pumped up, and then 2010, not too long ago, same year my mama died, unfortunately. But it was also the same year I finally walked away from politics altogether. Because it was all, coming to find out, it's all garbage. That's when I found out about the FEMA camps and the New World Order and the Illuminati, controlled politicians, That's when I found out about the Bilderbergers, the Bilderberg group, and all these evil groups, Skull and Bones, and so forth. You know, all these secret shadow government corporations and things of that nature. And then I was roaming around that for 8 years, and then which leads me to today. I was finally able to walk away from all of it. Dare I say, through the person that really helped me to change. I mean, I really hate saying this man's name, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Unfortunately, it was, you know, Dr. Boyce. Yeah, that's it. Quite ironically, it was Dr. Boyce that really helped me break my chains. You know, pretty much let me know that that politics was always a race war. That a race war was always going on, which was absolutely true. Which, how I found out about that is, I mean, I keep reading about these Asians and these cave beasts and how they kept things in house, and how they use politics to really maintain their power, which is absolutely true. Which I was thinking all this time it was about policy, but it was actually racial politics that really ruled the day, and that's what really runs this country. Which pretty much explains to me why nothing was done amongst black people. And that's really the real reason why we don't have any power. Then I learned through Jay Morrison. I've been knowing about him since 2012. I mean, that's when I found out about the redlining in the hood, the Rex 84 plan. I learned all that from him, like, way back in, 2014? Because I've been a fan of Jay Morrison since 2012. You know, it's quite ironic, everybody bashing him for his Tulsa real estate fund, right? You know, everybody's running around calling it a scam, but won't do shit to save their own people. But that's another story. It was really those two, Jay Morrison and Dr. Boyce Watkins, that really helped me see the light. Which, of course, through economics, and that's how I was able to break the chains, by watching both of them. I'm still a fan of Jay Morrison's, even though I'm no longer a fan of Dr. Boyce Watkins, but I would like to thank him, for helping me break the chains and see that I need to pay more attention to my people than everybody else. Because, I fell for that trap, of helping everybody else but our own. I mean, of course, I wasn't that bad of a coon back then, but, yes, I was somewhat of a individualist and Negro-European coon back then without even knowing it. I was just going along with my own thinking, like the Royal Queen always says, but in the wrong way, of course. But yeah, it was really those two gentlemen that really helped me break the chains and see it from the real side, and coming to find out, black people in this country has always got hoes through the political system. I mean, of course, I already knew about the pathetic ass Coon Boule caucus, but that was during the sorry ass Obama era. A president that I never voted for, by the way, because I saw the bullshit before it popped up. So yeah, that's pretty much how all that understanding, all that periods of so-called waking up, that's what led me to the Royal Queen today. And once again, I gotta thank Jay Morrison and even Dr. Boyce Watkins, and also I gotta go ahead and thank Truthfully Honest for letting me know who I truly am on the spiritual front, and that's what led me to the Royal Queen and Lisa Cabrera today. So, on the next part of this, probably going to be speaking more on the Royal Code, probably in my next video, because I do want to establish something personally on my own. That's going to be part 2 of this video, which is going to come out sometime this weekend. So just telling the royal family, stay tuned for that one. And I thank all 235 subs for lending me their ear. And much love to the royal family. Much love to you all. I'm out.